Frank Delaney had always been a meat and potatoes kind of guy. Born in 1951, he grew up on casseroles, white bread, and sweet tea. It wasn't until he turned 73 that his doctor used the phrase that stuck with him. You're not sick, Frank. You're just inflamed. And a lot of that is from sugar and carbs. It hit harder than expected. Frank had always been relatively healthy. He never smoked, only drank at holidays, and walked around the block every evening with his dog Sam. But his recent blood tests painted a different story. His blood sugar was borderline pre-diabetic. His knees throbbed in the morning. His waistline, once trim, had crept outward. It's your diet, Dr. Lynn said. Your body can't process carbs the way it used to. And sugar? That's gasoline on the fire. Try eating no sugar, no carbs for just a month. Focus on clean, whole foods. You might feel better than you have in years. Frank left the clinic skeptical but curious. No carbs? No sugar? What would he even eat? Toast was his breakfast. Sandwiches were lunch. Dinner usually involved pasta or potatoes. Was he supposed to live on lettuce? But that night, he started researching. He found more than he expected. Dozens of experts, testimonials, even nutritionists focused on seniors specifically. Turns out as the body ages, its ability to handle insulin declines. What once was fuel now became a burden. For people over 60, cutting carbs and sugar didn't just help with weight. It reduced inflammation, improved energy, and even supported brain clarity. So Frank made a plan. Not forever, just a month, like the doctor said. At the grocery store, he skipped the bread aisle and sugar shelf. Instead, he filled his cart with foods from a list he had scribbled in bold. The 8 best foods for seniors. No carbs, no sugar. 1 eggs. Cheap, versatile, and packed with protein and healthy fats. Frank started his days with scrambled eggs. Sometimes hard-boiled them for a snack. No toast, no jam, just eggs, and maybe a sprinkle of paprika or spinach. 2. Salmon, wild-caught if possible. Rich in omega-3s, great for heart and brain. Frank baked it with lemon and garlic and served it on a bed of steamed broccoli. 3. Avocados, creamy, filling, and loaded with potassium and fiber. No sugar, no carbs. He'd slice one with lunch, mash it over eggs, or eat it straight with olive oil and salt. 4. Chicken thighs with skin. Fat wasn't the enemy anymore. Sugar was. Dark meat gave him sustained energy without spikes. He pan-seared them and seasoned with rosemary. 5. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, chard. Extremely low carb, full of vitamins. Frank sautéed them in butter or tossed them into omelets. 6. Sardines. At first Frank hesitated, but they were packed with nutrients, easy to store, and required no prep. He bought them in olive oil and served them cold with hot sauce and sliced cucumber. 7. Cheese, in moderation. He chose hard cheeses like cheddar or Gouda. No carbs, satisfying protein, and a nice addition to eggs or salads. 8. Olive oil, his new go-to fat. He drizzled it over everything, fish, greens, even eggs. No sugar, no carbs, and full of anti-inflammatory properties. The first few days were rough. His body missed bread, missed sweets, but by the end of the first week, the afternoon crash was gone. His head felt clearer. He slept better. The aches in his knees weren't gone, but they didn't bark every time he stood up. 2 weeks in, Frank checked his scale, down 5 pounds. But better than that, his jeans buttoned easier. His stomach felt flatter. Even Sam's leash didn't pull so hard on his shoulder. He was walking faster, more upright. By the end of the month, Frank couldn't believe the difference. His face looked less puffy. His joints felt smoother. And for the first time in years, he didn't reach for a nap after lunch. He kept going. It wasn't a diet anymore. It was just how he ate. One morning at the diner, his buddy Ray asked why he passed on the pancakes. Doc told me to give up sugar and carbs, Frank said. Turns out I've been feeding inflammation for the last 20 years. Ray laughed. So what do you eat, Air? Frank pulled out a small container with 2 boiled eggs, slices of avocado, and a few cubes of cheddar. You'd be surprised. I eat more now than I did before. Ray watched as Frank ate, thoughtful. I've got knee pain too, and this gut won't quit. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Just a month, Frank said. No bread, no sugar, see how you feel. A few others joined them the following week, trying their own versions. The diner waitress even joked they should have a new senior special, eggs, avocado, and no toast. Frank just smiled. He'd discovered something no doctor had told him in all the years of checkups and prescriptions. At his age, food wasn't just fuel, it was medicine. And cutting carbs and sugar wasn't about punishment. It was about freedom. Freedom from pain, from fog, from that slow, creeping decline everyone had warned him about. And it all started with a grocery list, a curious heart, and the courage to try something different.